We're going to start by going through the event registration form. So you're going to come to icca.form-.org and you're going to land on this main homepage. Go up to the top bar where home will be highlighted and click Forms. On this page, you'll see all of the different forms that you might be expected to fill out, including your rules and concussion paperwork verification, membership registration, ICCA event registration, and music copyright verification form. For this video, we are going to look at event registration. This will be the longest form that you will fill out during this process. And take note that this form closes on September 24th at 5 p.m. It's very important that you fill out this form on time. The form does close automatically and it cannot be reopened. So please make sure you give yourself plenty of time to fill out this form. Don't wait until the last minute. And that way, if you have any technical issues or if there's anything you need help with, we have time to help you. So now we're going to go through this form step by step, and I'm going to show you exactly how to fill it out. So first, you're going to come in and you'll see school and coach information. You'll select your school, and we're going to start by selecting ADM. So ADM will be our school choice. Now, if you have a school towards the bottom of the alphabet, you can use this search bar to type in your school name and shortcut to the bottom, or you can simply scroll using the scroll bar here on the right. So we're going to start with ADM, and we are going to put in the address and you're going to want to put in your email. So my email is alyssa@form-.org. We're going to put in my email. This is where the confirmation for that this form is complete is going to go. Now, this next part is very important. This is where we're going to put our school administration information. The reason we're having you fill out this information, and it's important that you make sure the email address is correct, is because as soon as you complete this form, it will email your athletic director and your principal asking for confirmation and verification that your team is allowed to participate in this event, and ask them for a series of approvals related to participating in this event. In the past, this required you to take a piece of paper to your principal and athletic director, have them initial, and verify a series of confirmations related to participation, including bona fide cheerleaders, honor squad, and all state qualifications. This year and going forward, we will make sure that this information is given to them digitally, and they'll have the opportunity to complete it online. However, it's important that your email address here is correct so that we can send it to them quickly without a lot of fuss. So we're going to go ahead and put in my name as the athletic director, and we're going to put in test@test.org just so that nobody gets an example email. We're going to put in a pretend phone number here, but please make sure it is the correct phone number. And we're also going to put my name in as the athletic director. All right, so as we continue to go through this form, you'll see that we have a progress bar here at the top letting you know where you are in the form. So now we've reached the coaches section. This should be a full listing of all head and assistant coaches that are going to be involved in your events this year. This would include state championships, all state. This would include honor squad. This would be anyone who you would consider a coach for your program. So you'll click add entry. And I'm going to put Alyssa Nolte as the head coach. She is the high school head coach. She does basketball, football, and other. And I've been coaching for 11 years. And I completed my online rules meeting on July 1st. And I completed my concussion course training on July 1st. And I am a registered and current member of the ICCA for this calendar year. Now, in this particular form, we are only asking for the date that you completed your online rules meeting and your concussion course training. However, in a different form, we will actually be asking for copies of the certificate that you completed with those particular courses, but that will be for a different form that you'll be able to complete at a different time. So once I've completed all these fields, which are all required, I'll click Add Entry. Now, if I am the only coach, I'll go ahead and click Next. But if I have another coach who assists me, I'll click Add Entry. My assistant coach is Kaylee Kirkwood, and her email is kaylee@test.com. She is my high school assistant coach. She assists with basketball, football, and other, and she's been doing it for 4 years. Now, it's important that you enter a whole number and not a range. So if I were to enter 4.5 or 425, the system wouldn't recognize that as a true number. So you need to make sure that it just says 4. Kaylee completed her rules meeting on August 1st and her concussion on August 1st, and she is a registered and current member of the ICCA for this calendar year. So now that I have my coaches entered, I will click Next. Here is where I will indicate which events I am registering for. So if I am registering for All-State Cheerleading, I'm going to select All-State Cheerleading, and you'll see that my percentage complete bar went down because I've added All-State Cheerleading to my registration list. If I'm going to register for state championships, I will select state championships, and you'll see that I now have more to register for, so my progress bar continues to go down. And I'm also going to register for Honor Squad. So first, we will do All-State Cheerleading. So I will add an entry, and I will put in my participant name. So I'm going to do Susan Smith, and you'll see her first name and her last name and her All-State registration fee. Add her entry. And then I will add another entry, Tammy Smith. And I will keep adding entries until I have reached the full list of participants who will be participating in All-State. Next, I'll indicate which day I prefer to try out. All of your cheerleaders need to try out on the same day. So I can say Saturday or Sunday or no preference. If you select Saturday or Sunday, we need to know why you have a specific reasoning or preference. If you say no preference, you'll get to skip that next question. After you've selected your preferred tryout day, we'll ask you the first and last name of the head coach who will be responsible for the cheerleaders at All-State tryouts. So the first and last name of that head coach would be Alyssa, and this is her email. And then we will ask you if an assistant coach will be taking cheerleaders to All-State practice. If I say yes, we will ask you what is the name and email and credentials of that coach. And if you say no, you'll be allowed to move on. So let's assume that I am taking the cheerleaders to All-State tryouts. Click Next. Next, we are moving on to state championship registration. So first, we're going to ask you to indicate your division, whether you're in 1A, 2A, 3A, or 4A. This is based on your men's basketball team classification. So make sure you know which classification your men's basketball team is. So I'm going to say 2A. And then I'm going to look at which categories I will be entering. There are 5 category types: in-person cheer dance, in-person timeout, in-person stunt group, virtual band chant, or virtual school fight song. For the purpose of this demonstration, I am going to enter all 5. Now, if I select cheer dance, the next question is going to be whether or not my cheer dance team is co-ed or all girl. So I'm going to select co-ed. For the advanced coach tickets, I will have the option to add 1 or 2 advanced coach tickets at a discounted rate. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2 coach tickets to my order. So now that I've selected that I'm doing co-ed cheer dance, I'll be able to add an entry. Now let's say I've changed my mind and I want to go back and change my co-ed team to all girl. Now I go back and I select all girl. And now it should say 2A cheer dance. So now I'm in 2A cheer dance all girl, and I'm going with Susan Smith is going to be on this team. Also Tammy Smith. and I'm able to add as many entries up to the allowable amount per division. Now for timeout, I am able to do the same thing. However, you are not able to share participants between cheer dance and timeout, so please make sure that your participants do not share participants between the two categories. So now we're going to have Carly Smith and Katie Smith. And again, you'll be able to add as many entries up to the allowable number of entries per division. Now, the next question will ask you how many stunt groups you are entering. If you are entering one stunt group, you select one. If you are entering two, you select two. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to select two. And then it will ask you if it's stunt group one is co-ed or all girl, and if stunt group two is co-ed or all girl. So stunt group one is going to be co-ed and stunt group two is going to be all girl. So the co-ed stunt group one, we are going to have Bob Smith. He is in stunt group one and co-ed. We just want you to confirm to make sure we get those groupings right. We're going to add that entry. And then Jared Smith, stunt group one, co-ed, add that entry. And Carly Smith, stunt group one, co-ed. So now once I've entered my 3 allowable for co-ed, you'll see maximum numbers of entries have been reached and I cannot add any more. Susie Smith is in stunt group 2, which is all girl. And I'll continue to add until I am no longer able to add any more registrants to my groups. Up next, we have our virtual events. You'll follow the same process, add the entry, add the first name and the last name, notice their entry fee, and up to the allowable amount for each division. Add the entry up to the allowable amount for each division and click Next. If you have any alternates for the in-person event, this is where you will add them. So I'll go in here and add my entries. And Kaylee Smith is going to be my alternate. This will allow her to come to the event and perform in the case of needing to swap in an alternate. This is for the in-person alternates only. Up next, we have our Iowa Cheer Honor Squad application. So this is for your cheerleaders who are going to participate in Honor Squad. So you'll put in their first name, select their grade, whether they're a junior or a senior, their shirt size from adult small through adult 3 extra large, and notice their registration. And then we're also going to ask you the head coach who will be responsible for Honor Squad. So again, Alyssa Nolte is going to be responsible. We will ask you if there will be any assistant coaches being responsible for Honor Squad. If you say yes, we'll ask for first name, last name, email, and their credentials to oversee. If you say no, you'll be allowed to move on. Once you see this form, you are almost done. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. You'll see your total subtotals here with all of the different fees associated with your events, including all state, in-person state championships, virtual state championships, your alternates, your honor squad, plus your total. We're going to ask you where we should send your invoice. Now you can email this to yourself. You can send it to your business office. Essentially, wherever this invoice should go, whoever is responsible to pay for it, this is the email that you should put in here. You can choose your preferred payment method, whether that be a school check or a credit card. A credit card includes an automatic 3% convenience fee, which is shown here, should you choose that. And it would also include your billing address. School check, fill out your billing address. This just tells us where to send the invoice if we need to follow up. Credit card, we need your billing address. And then also you put in your credit card right here. That way we can process the payment immediately. So if I were to click next after filling in all of my information, one more quick note, you are about to submit your registration form. Once this is submitted, make sure that once you hit that submit button, you let the form process all the way through. It is a very large amount of information that you're sending into the browser. So please wait until you see the submission message that you're about to see. And after you submit your registration, please check your email for a confirmation. So we're going to go ahead and submit and allow the system to process the information. And as soon as you see submission complete, submission received, you are allowed and good to go to close the browser.